Want to guarantee you'll never build wealth? Perfect. I'm going to show you the 3 financial mistakes that will keep you broke for life. And here's the scariest part. Most people making $4,000 to $8,000 a month are doing all 3 of these things without even realizing it. I've studied why some people build wealth while others stay stuck. And it all comes down to these 3 behaviors. If you're doing these 3 things, you're basically playing Russian roulette with your future. Look, I get it. Personal finance feels overwhelming. You're making decent money, maybe $4,000 to $8,000 a month, but somehow you're still living paycheck to paycheck. You see other people your age buying houses, investing, building wealth, and you're wondering what you're doing wrong. The truth is, it's not about how much you make. I've seen people make $100,000 a year who are completely broke, and people making $40,000 who are building serious wealth. The difference isn't income, it's behavior. Today, I'm going to break down the 3 financial behaviors that guarantee you'll stay broke forever. Mistake number 1, go into debt for things that don't make you money. Finance cars you can't afford, put vacations on credit cards, buy furniture, electronics, and clothes with money you don't have. This is financial suicide, but it's exactly what most people do. They see debt as a tool to get what they want now instead of what it really is, a wealth destroyer that keeps you trapped into the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Let me paint you a picture of how this destroys your wealth. Sarah makes $5,000 a month. She finances a $35,000 car with a $500 monthly payment. She puts a $3,000 vacation on her credit card. She finances $2,000 worth of furniture. Suddenly, she's paying $800 a month just in debt payments for things that are losing value every day. But here's the kicker. That $800 a month could have made her wealthy instead. If Sarah invested that same $800 every month for 30 years at a 7% rate, she'd have over $800,000. I am saying $800,000. Instead, she's paying for a car that's worth $15,000, a vacation she barely remembers, and furniture that's probably already falling apart. If you want to stay broke forever, keep using debt to buy things that don't make you money. Finance your lifestyle, put experiences on credit cards, lease cars you can't afford. The banks will love you, but your future self will hate you. But if you want to build wealth, flip this completely. Pay cash for cards, vacations, and consumer goods. If you can't afford to pay cash, you can't afford it, period. Seems like a crazy concept, but most people can't grasp it. Mistake number 2, live without a budget or financial plan. Want to guarantee financial failure? Never track where your money goes. Don't budget, don't set financial goals, just wing it and hope everything works out. Spend money on whatever feels good in the moment without any thought about the future. This is like trying to drive cross country without a map or GPS. You might eventually get somewhere, but it probably won't be where you wanted to go, and you'll waste a lot of time and gas getting there. Most people have no idea where their money goes. They know their income, but they couldn't tell you what they spend on food, entertainment, or random purchases. They're flying blind financially, and they wonder why they can't save money or build wealth. Here's what happens when you don't budget. You spend money on impulse. You buy things you don't need because they're on sale. You eat out consistently because you didn't plan meals. You pay late fees because you forgot about bills. You overdraft your account because you didn't track your spending. But the real damage isn't the individual purchases, it's the opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend unconsciously is a dollar that can work for your future. It's a dollar that can't compound and grow. It's a dollar that can't buy you freedom later. Let me show you the math. The average person spends about $200 a month on random stuff they don't really need. Coffee shop visits, impulse purchases, subscription services that they forget about, convenience store runs. That's $2,400 a year of unconscious spending. If you invested that $200 a month instead, here's what would happen. After 10 years, you'd have $33,000. After 20 years, you'd have $98,000. And after 30 years, you'd have $244,000. A quarter of $1,000,000 from just being conscious about $200 a month in spending and then obviously investing that as well. The wealthy are obsessed with tracking their money. They know exactly how much they earn, how much they spend, and where every dollar goes. They set specific financial goals and budget and create plans to achieve them. They don't budget because they're cheap, but because they want to make sure their money is working towards their goal. And here's what most people get wrong about budgeting. They think it's a restriction. They think budgeting means they can't have fun or buy things they want. That's completely backwards. A budget isn't about limiting your spending. It's about being intentional with your spending. It's about making sure your money is going towards things that actually matter to you, instead of disappearing into random purchases you'll forget about in a week or even the next day. When you budget, you can actually spend more on the things you care about because you're not wasting money on things you don't. You can afford that vacation because you're not spending $50 a week on coffee shop visits. You can buy quality items that last because you're not wasting money on cheap junk. If you want to stay broke forever, never plan, never budget, let your money control you instead of controlling your money. Spend unconsciously and wonder where it all went at the end of the month. But if you want to build wealth, start tracking every dollar and make a plan for your financial future. It doesn't doesn't have to be complicated. Even a simple budget that tracks your income and major expense categories will put you ahead of 70% of people. Which brings us to mistake number 3, never starting investing. Here's the biggest wealth killer of all, believing that investing is only for rich people. Telling yourself you don't have enough money to invest, waiting for the perfect time to start, keeping all your money in a savings account earning basically nothing while inflation slowly destroys your purchasing power. This is probably the most expensive lie you can tell yourself. It's keeping millions of people trapped in financial mediocrity forever. I hear this all the time. I'll start investing when I make more money. I need at least $10,000 to start. Investing is too risky for somebody like me. I don't understand the stock market. These are all excuses that keep you on the sidelines while your money loses value every single year. Here's the brutal truth about not investing. Inflation is currently running at about 3 to 4% per year. That means if your money isn't growing by at least 3 to 4% annually, you're actually getting poorer every year. Your $1,000 today will only buy about $970 worth of stuff next year. So while your money in a savings account is losing purchasing power, invested money is growing and compounding. Let me show you the devastating cost of not investing. Meet two people, Jessica and Mike. They're both 25 years old and make $5,000 a month. Jessica decides to invest $300 a month starting at age 25. She simply puts it in the index fund and never touches it. By age 65, assuming a 7% annual return, she'll have $788,000. Mike, on the other hand, decides to wait. He tells himself he'll start investing when he makes more money. At age 35, he finally starts investing $300 a month. By the age of 65, he'll have $367,000. Jessica has more than double what Mike has, even though they invested in this exact same amount per month. The only difference, Jessica started 10 years earlier. Those 10 years of procrastination cost Mike over $400,000. This is the power of compound interest, and it's the reason Einstein supposedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. When you invest, you don't just earn returns on your money. You earn returns on your returns. Your money makes money, and then that money makes more money. But if you want to stay broke forever, keep believing that investing is only for rich people. Keep waiting for the perfect time to start. Keep your money in a savings account earning 0.5% while inflation eats away 3 to 4% of your purchasing power every year. If this video opened your eyes to some financial mistakes you've been making, you're not alone. Most people are doing at least one of these things without realizing how much it's costing them. The good news is that awareness is the first step to change. Now that you know what's keeping you broke, you can start making different choices. If you want to continue becoming more financially literate, click this video on your screen right here, and that will help you do so. Peace out.